All right, so you're doing everything correctly. You're visualizing, you're practicing gratitude every day. You're meditating 20 minutes. You're scripting every week. You're doing it all right, and yet your manifestation is still not showing up. So what is the reason? I'm going to give it to you. The reason that our manifestation, our dream, our desire is not showing up, even though we're doing everything right, is because although we are doing all those things correctly, we're doing one thing more frequently, and that is paying attention to what is. It's paying attention to the contrast that we don't want. It's paying attention to the lack of money. It's paying attention and being worried about the health condition. It's paying more attention to the lack of partner, your lack of your soulmate. You're paying far more attention to what's missing than what is present in your vibrational escrow, as Abraham would say. You are getting caught up on looking at that contrast far too much. And I totally understand. You're saying, Zach, how can I not pay attention to the pain in my joints? How can I not pay attention to the fatigue that's running through my body? How can I not pay attention to being single and lonely? How can I not pay attention to not having enough money to pay for my bills? I totally understand. I'm with you there 100%. The practice is utilizing those processes, the gratitude, the visualization, the scripting, the meditation, I think I said that. Using those processes to develop a feeling within us that we already have what we've asked for, and then carrying those forward into the rest of the day so that we can pay attention to the things coming into our experiences, showing us that the desire, the dream, is moving into our awareness, into our experience. We're about to have that. Even more important is accepting that there is this time gap between experiencing the contrast and moving into the manifestation. So, just like a seed, the contrast is the seed. When we ask, it is given every single time. When we ask through contrast, we expand. We know this. And so we plant a seed in the fertile soil. The fertile seed, the seed in the fertile soil, is going to grow into that perfect partner, into experiencing the beauty of a perfect body, more money, the perfect amount of money, new house, new car, whatever it is you're wanting. And there's a time gap, just like there's a time gap for the seed to sprout, for us to sow the seed, and then for us to reap the harvest. There is a time gap between it. The reason being, and we all know this because we've seen The Secret, we don't want our every single thought showing up as we think it. We are far too in our minds and have far too many thoughts to want that to happen. Like, you don't want every single thought that you've ever thought to happen. You would have all types of crazy, chaotic manifestations. We don't truly want that. You don't really want that, but you do want your desire. And so every time you visualize your desire and you put yourself in that state of feeling it, like we talked about in the other video, you're watering the seed. Every time you practice gratitude for all the things that you do have, you're vibrationally aligning yourself, putting yourself in that receiving state to where you're watering the seed. Every time you script, right? Every time you meditate and you just let go, we're elevating ourselves vibrationally into that receiving space. We're not holding ourselves in a resistant state. And so, the time gap is very necessary for the manifestation of our desires, of our true desires, because we truly do not want every single thought that we are thinking. We have 1 million thoughts a day. There'd be too many manifestations. And so, we have to accept this time gap from the time of the contrast, when we plant the seed, until we water the seed, and it shows up. The time gap is very dependent on how quickly you put yourself in the state of being where you are already that which you are asking for. That's it. That's the law of attraction. That which is like unto itself is drawn. Like attracts like. You are bringing that forward as you move through your day, feeling yourself as that. Now I'm going to give you a quick example. So here's my example. I broke up with my ex. I'm 24 years old. I knew this. I knew that I liked a lot of what she was, and I knew I did not like a lot of what she was. So from that dislike of what she was, I clarified what it was that I did want. So I scripted it down. I wrote it all down. I'm going to post it right here. I wrote a 4-page letter to myself, to the universe, and I scripted it as exactly as I wanted it to be. Once I wrote down exactly what I wanted to be, I reread it a few times a week. After I reread it, I visualized. I put myself in the state of being where I was already with my perfect partner. I imagined cuddling with her. I imagined doing fun stuff with her. I imagined kissing her. I imagined touching her, what her skin felt like, the smell of what she felt like. The state of being, the emotional state that I had when I was with her, of joy, of love. I did that every single day, not out of necessity, but out of just pure playfulness. I did that day after day after day. Anytime I got time to just break and relax, I'd sit down, I'd lay down, I'd close my eyes, and I would just keep visualizing that perfect partner. And so, from the time that I did that until the time that my perfect woman showed up was a year. It took some time. But I was practicing that state of already having it on a habitual daily practice. It was just my daily practice, and it was an hourly practice, and I did it for fun because I enjoyed the feeling of it. So I met that perfect person. However, that perfect person was not ready for me yet. And so we became friends. That lasted for another year until that perfect partner, perfect person, Shauna, decided that she wanted to ask me to Walmart. And the rest is history. Now we've been married. We've been together for over 10 years. And I'm still in love with her just as I was, probably more in love with her than I was the first time I met her. But when I got together with her that very first time and we cuddled and we kissed, it felt even better than I could have imagined. So the universe, God, Source, has better than the best aligned for you. However, you have to practice these things, and you have to give yourself some grace and trust and know that you're doing the right things, but don't stop doing the right things. Keep moving forward with them. Keep practicing. They will show up. When it comes to a perfect person, sometimes things need to be aligned with that other individual before you can become that perfect match. But the time gap is necessary. It's okay. Just keep practicing being, feeling yourself in that state of being already what you are asking for. And that's it. All right, so now we know the secret. And that secret is to take your attention away from what is happening so much. Find slivers of times when you're feeling good and you're feeling in that space where you are in that state of being already what you've asked for, and just bask in those moments. Bask in them as much as you can. It's a practice, but with your practice will come your manifestation. All right. Thank you so much for watching. If you loved it, if you liked it, I love your feedback. Please comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and I will talk to you next time. I love you. Thank you so much.